Alright everyone, we can chalk up another win for Donald Trump. We have to talk about the right to try bill, and first let's cut the head off the snake of one argument that I was seeing from people who literally would go after Trump and say that he was putting doctors out of business if he cured an incurable disease or something. This has nothing to do with allowing drug companies to ram through their overpriced products. I'm critical of the pharma industry myself, but this has nothing to do with it. What this bill is saying is if you are terminally ill, you have the right to try an experimental treatment, even if it's a 1 in a million shot that it'll actually save you. You have the right to participate in an expedited experimental trial for the drug companies in order to try to save yourself. Now, the person 9 times out of 10 is probably still going to be terminal. But why should government be able to block you from doing that? Why should anyone be able to tell you, no, you can't get this treatment. It's not approved for human studies yet. The FDA, the government, hasn't allowed that to happen. What gives government the right to condemn someone to death who has even the slightest chance of living? That's what I would ask. That's how to frame it. That'd be the libertarian perspective, I guess, on the subject. I'm seeing people like on Twitter, like, this is just for big pharma to make more money. Well, yeah, it probably will help make more money. It will also extremely increase the rate of medical research, potentially. I would think that by expediting humans, look, a rat and a human are not the same thing, and you're probably the sort of person who doesn't want to test medicines on monkeys and rabbits. By the way, I kind of sympathize with that point of view, especially with some of the upper mammals. Now, the problem is you can't always, deduce that, oh, well, we injected 10 rats with cancer with this serum. 9 of them recovered, the other one's like covered in tumors, but we've worked out how to cure the cancer caused by GMO crops or something. And then it takes years and years to get the FDA through all the paperwork and all the processes involved with allowing them to actually carry out even a limited human trial. We've got medicines right now, experimental medicines. They can't test them on humans. They could cure cancer. They could cure AIDS. They could cure superbugs. They could prevent hospital staph infections. We could find a cure for Hillary Clinton, but we can't do a human trial. We're still testing it on rodents. Maybe in that case a rodent is a little bit closer than a human being, but, enough said about that. No, this is absolutely the right thing to do. It gets government out of medicine in one very meaningful way and allows, the FDA needs to take a backseat. The people are dying anyway. Now, 1 in a million times. I should say closer to like 1 in 100. The doctors will say, well, you got like terminal cancer and a month to live, you're terminal with some other illness. You've got massive tumors all over your body, blood clots or something. And they're actually wrong. The person, would live and maybe the experimental treatment kills them. They have a right to try it anyway. Who is government to tell somebody that they can't participate in such a study? They should be able to dose themselves up to their eyeballs on whatever they want anytime they want, even if they're totally healthy. Even healthy people should be able to voluntarily take part in medical experiments for pay or something. We allow prisoners to do that once in a while. The government gives them the right. Oh, yeah, we'll knock a couple years off your sentence if you'll take this injection. What'll it do? We're not exactly sure. If that's acceptable, government has no problem with that, then why not someone who's dying anyway? What's going to happen? You accidentally killed them? Your serum killed them? They were dying. Who cares? It advanced medicine. Now you know not to inject people with that serum now, don't you? We could expedite a great many medical trials. Yeah, there will be profit for the pharma companies. So, they don't have a right to profit? No, it's when excessive profits happen that's a problem. You know why that happens? Monopolies are granted by the government at this point through the misapplication of trust-busting laws. So, don't get me started about government being benevolent. Fuck the FDA. FDA gets to regulate things that have nothing to do with medicine or even food in some cases, and it's totally bizarre. Our system makes no sense. It's a bureaucratic nightmare. No wonder we're dragging behind other people now in medicine. No wonder. We could have been, if we went back to like the 50s mentality, get government out of these things. So the government is just granting grants according to a meritocratic system on a limited basis and otherwise staying out of the medical system, we'd still be #1 like we used to be. Kind of like with education. Department of Education fiddles around with everything. All of a sudden, there's an educational system crisis and we're down in the mid-30s worldwide. Oh, I wonder how that happened. It wasn't for lack of governance, trust me. Now, give it back to the states and localities. Let doctors do doctoring again. Let people who are medical professionals and groups, chemists and biologists working for pharma companies. Oh, okay, they work for a corporation. They're still scientists. And they're trying to develop a product. Look, some people were saying as well that it's like an abuse for profit sort of situation. Look, in other words, to go around the FDA to get things approved. If you inject the serum and 9 of the 10 test subjects die, I don't think the FDA is going to allow you to market that product. But if you can run a limited human trial on people that are terminal, try to save some lives in the process, you're not making any money off of it if it fails, then yeah, you have a reason to try to make it a success. You want the drug to work. You want the serum to work. You want the whatever you're doing to work. Vaccination of some kind or something. Our new blood filtration system, 99% more effective for people with renal failure. Well, maybe it revolutionizes the world of medicine, but some other country will just end up developing it years later if we don't do it now, because we do potentially have the best and brightest system available. Absolutely. So yeah, I strongly support this. Trump is absolutely right to sign off on it. It's a very, very good idea. It should be enshrined in the Constitution. Government doesn't have the right to tell people what they can and cannot do medically. How about that? That would be an even better proposal. Now, it doesn't have the right to tell people they cannot eat things. As long as they're informed, companies have to inform you of what you're eating. Beyond that, the government shouldn't be involved. Get a warning label or nutritional facts or something, leave it at that. People need to learn how to make their own informed decisions and not rely upon government, because relying upon government's a really, really bad idea, especially with regards to what you put in your body. You remember, thalidomide or something like that. Yes, the government never makes mistakes. That's about all. Peace out.